What's up? This is Jordan Gray from Half Lit and DopelivenTV.
Hey, this your boy Don Ritchie representing the Midwest 219 Stand Up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Lamar Tate.
This is your girl, Monifa.
Hey, what up? It's your man Dave Hollister from Blackstreet.
You know what this is right here. This Trigger Tretch in the building.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy, Jason Weaver. And whenever I'm back home in the Chi, I'm checking out Dope Living TV.
Hey, it's your girl, Adina Howard, and you're watching Dope Living TV, live with Greg Gray and the crew.
Living TV Live. Let me start off by saying the views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. Yep.
If you don't like it, it's your own damn show.
That's how I was going to say, what's the last part of that, Mo? What's going on, bro?
Same old stuff, just a different day.
That's a different damn day. Yeah, man. Today's Thursday. It's our last day of the week. Now, I made a mistake with the post. Yeah, normally on Thursday, we want to get some stuff off our chest. Things that happened through the week. But today we got, we forgot. Gina didn't remind me, but we forgot. Dr. Carolyn Stevens is on today for the first half of the hour to talk about mental health awareness so we can get our mental health on. And I think, really, I think it's very necessary conversation because we go through so much and you never know what the trials and tribulations of the day is going to bring to you, man. It's just overwhelming. Now, I had a cross-eyed moment a little while ago, man. I don't know. And I hate the fact that I had a cross-eyed moment. So I'm in the bathroom shaving, right? Shaving off the white stuff. And all of a sudden, I start seeing double.
You froze.
I start seeing double, dude. It's like
you froze.
I'm frozen now.
You froze for a second. You said, "Yeah, not now," but you froze. You said, "I'm in the bathroom shaving off the white stuff," and that was it.
Oh wow!
And then you said something else.
But yeah, man, I froze. No, I didn't freeze. What I'm saying, I started seeing double.
Dude,
I took my glasses off, put them back on, and I'm like, because last time it did that, one of the lenses had popped out, so I'm like, okay, I understand that. But now the lens was in, and I'm like, what's going on, y'all? We got to take care of ourselves. I'm telling you.
Man, look, I'm getting ready to give you a warning from brother to brother.
Mm-hmm.
I was at work in my office, of course, screen time at the beginners. I'm sitting up there going through the screen. And for some crazy reason, I couldn't catch my balance, my head. I couldn't catch my balance in my head. This is when I had that, like a warning of a stroke. And and actually what had happened, actually is a warning of a stroke and actually diabetes, all in one, veil swoop. And I was having like a hypoglycemic moment, is what they said. And it's when your blood sugar drops so low that, you can't pull yourself together. Your brain is trying to get some, get the confusion down. And I actually stumbled down the hallway in the office, down to the conference room. And wait a minute, this is a room full of folks. And the one brother said, "Man, you look kind of great." Look, I ain't feeling good. And I sit down, and then the guy from human resources, he said, "Oh, wow," he recognized what was going on, and he went back to the kitchen. He got some crackers and some peanut butter, bought that shit back and gave it to me, and some water. It took like few seconds. He said, "Are you diabetic?" I said, "No." He said, "Mo, you need to go ahead and take your butt to the doctor." So I went to the doctor, and my blood sugar was stupid. I'm just saying, shit like that happening, it just happens. Take your butt to the dang on doctor, bro.
Okay, well, I went
Go
the
to the
other
doctor.
day. Now, see, here's the thing. The way my insurance is made up, okay, that money comes out of my pocket. So
I'm gonna tell you,
every visit that I go to the doctor, that's about $8,000-9,000.
no. Let's wait till all this shutdown shit happen. But I'm insured. I'm self-insured, and I'm sharing me and Marianne. Our
Okay,
ages actually made it where it was dirt cheap. I'm paying like $380 something a month. Remind you, it's a big ass deductible, but you still have the copay on your, drugs and all that, sticking your copay on your doctor visit, so you're not paying that big out of pocket for tests and all that stuff.
send me that information because I've gone all of these years without being ill, and now things start to happen.
Gonna have to
Things
wait for
starting
the
to happen.
scam. Say what?
Gotta wait for what? I'm sorry.
You're gonna have to wait for the shutdown to clear up because they talking about taking the subsidy out. The reason why we can afford it is because of the subsidy. And once the subsidy comes off, it doubles, which it's still cheaper than, like a PPO from an employer. But
Yeah,
of course, employers' insurance is going up too. So, but I'm self-insured. So
that's what I'm saying. Thank God, did well enough in life to have the money to do so, but you don't want to take that big of a chunk out every
right.
time you got to go to the doctor, And I learned a hard lesson the other day, and today wasn't that bad because, like I said, it just blurred and then straightened out. But the other day I had something going on and had to go to the doctor, immediate care, whatever. Okay, and they ask you for the money up front. Who's gonna pay for it? How's it gonna be? And had to make that happen, but I found out it's costly.
Yeah.
You ain't got nothing going on. It's costly. So that's just
I'm gonna give it to you on the offside.
Yeah, that was what was on my getting stuff off my chest, and this other stuff that's going on in the world, man. They got the and I heard that the ICE people went to they got as far as East Chicago now.
What?
They're in Indiana. Yeah.
They're in Indiana?
I saw something as I was scrolling on Facebook. They said they were in East Chicago. And I'm like, hey man, y'all better hide your children.
Man, they locking up everybody. Detaining folks left and right. It's turning into some kind of to me, it's turning into some kind of crap they used to have. That's how the police actually came to be. Slavers, looking for escaped slaves and trying to return them to their masters. It has some historical precedents. This stuff does. These people ain't joking around, fam. They ain't joking around. He said he was going to do it. They said they was going to do it. And the thing about it, it just ain't affecting us. It's affecting a whole bunch of people.
And
they don't care about.
Go ahead.
They don't care about history. They don't care about anything that's true. Anything. They really don't give a flying for it.
You got some Republicans that are saying, hey man, look.
Can't go too far.
I don't know.
You got something jumping off the ship. I'm gonna tell you the one that really surprised me jumping off the ship. Margie Taylor Greene.
Yeah, that is a shock, ain't it?
That was a shock. I was like, what? She thought he walked on freaking water, according to her.
So look for something to happen to her. Look for something to happen to her.
I expect her to get the disownment.
Hola.
Yeah.
Hola.
You know how that's gonna go.
Porches.
You know exactly how that's gonna go.
Yeah.
Where is she? She said she in the studio.
She probably in the green room.
Did you give it a right? Did you give it the right link?
The one you sent this morning.
Yeah, she's not there. She isn't there. What's wrong with her? Where are you at? Dr. Carolyn Stevens, mental health. Mental health. Mental health. She's going to come on here. Dr. Carolyn Stevens is going to come on and give us a brief summary of what she has in store for us for a discussion on mental health real quick before we get to Rachel. You know, Rachel might even give some of her time.
I'm sure she's going to chime in.
Hey, Rachel.
What's going on?
There is our sister.
You know, this is such an important show tonight. We have been trying to get a mental health specialist on here because we didn't want to dip into waters that we don't know about. And that is really something that's important enough to have a specialized doctor to talk about. I'm definitely not going to give anybody any advice on what to do if they having any kind of breakdown, depression. That's not my lane.
Nope. I'm telling you, that's what we've prided ourselves on all of these years, not talking about shit we don't know about. You know?
Right.
If we know about it, cool. We can talk about it just like that, okay? But if we don't know about it, I'm not going to sit up here and just as you said, Gina, pretend just because we got this platform and people watch, we're going to pretend like we know.
Isn't that what's wrong with a lot of media right now? Think about it. It just crap come out of their mouth. They don't care if it's true. If it's got an inkling of truth, they spread it like it's the gospel. You know, that's what's wrong now. We need them professionals to come up and speak up and say, "Hey, that shit's wrong." So,
that's why we don't do it.
Trying to make sure this is the right link. So if I pop up, don't
you pop up again.
I'm gonna put you on twice.
Don't do that.
2 times,
ma'am.
Yeah, that's not the right link.
So how did you get on? You gave her the wrong link. Oh my God.
Well, you know, I don't have to use a link, but that's the link you put in there this morning.
Mo got on.
I got on, no problem.
Mo, send me the link, please.
It's the same
send it to you now. So hold on for just a second.
Yeah, because that took me somewhere else.
Right now.
The same link, okay? So Carolyn Stevens, we gave you the link. It's the same doggone link.
Yeah, that's okay. I didn't get on either.
Huh?
It didn't bring me to the green room.
You must have gave her the wrong one because Mo got on from the one that I sent earlier.
This was one that you sent at 12:34 p.m.
I don't know what time it was, but Mo got on. That's what I'm telling you.
Can you resend it, please?
I'm sending it to you right now, sis.
I'm telling you, I just tried to log on with that link and it didn't take me there. See,
I'm getting it off my chest.
This got to be an old link.
I just sent
No, Mo. How can it be an old link if Mo got on? That's what I'm telling you. If Mo got on,
you sent Mo the right link.
I sent it. I put it in the doggone whatchamacallit. Don't even do that. I put it in the text for everybody.
Mo, this is Facebook, isn't it?
Oh Lord, I just sent you my Facebook.
That's not StreamYard.
Hold on.
Rachel got the correct link.
Okay, I just need somebody to send it to me. That's all.
Hey man, that's okay. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna send it to you. Yeah, I'm gonna send it. No problem. Okay. No problem at all. While we doing that again, man, all of this stuff is going on in the world. It's just with the congressional hearings, that was such a joke. When you try to ask somebody some questions and they saying specifically, we just want a yes or a no answer, and you could see this lady, you could see the lady and Kash Patel looking at notes on the side because they got notes on every single person that's that's going to be on the dais that's asking questions. They got little side notes on.
Okay, something is wrong because she's saying. There she is. There she is. I'm like, wait, she's telling me she's in the green room and I still don't see it.
Rachel sent it to her. It's the same one. Rachel sent it. Come on. What up, Dr. Carol?
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
He's having a mental
You
collapse
keep
over
saying
here.
he, but I gave it to the right. I gave it's her, Miss Dr. Stevens. It's her. Everybody else got it, but Jean, right? Jean's cooking the wrong stuff, but it's okay. Rachel sent it to her.
Hey,
How you
Doc.
doing, Dr. Stevens?
I'm doing well. How are you?
How do I
I
look?
mean, how you really feeling?
How do I look?
She said, "How you really feeling?"
Yeah, how do I look?
Well,
That is funny.
No, you just
I
say I
said,
look.
how you really feeling?
I look amazing.
You feel
I
how?
said, you doing well.
But anyway, thank you for coming to the show. We really need this
That's
discussion.
how you look. I asked how you really feeling.
I'm good. I'm all good. I'm all good. Thank you for asking.
We are so happy to have you on here talking about this segment every week, because I'm gonna tell you, people don't even realize there are different frames of mental illness. I'm telling you, I get to a point even where I have to stay away from my television because of everything that's in the news, and it's just so depressing, and people don't realize that can depress you too. So first of all, Dr. Stevens, let's take a minute to introduce yourself and what you do.
Okay. Well, I'm Dr. Carolyn Stevens, and I am a mental health therapist. I'm also a licensed Christian therapist. So that's my daytime job anyway. But
What's a Christian
I'm
therapy?
here in Atlanta, Georgia. Absolutely.
What's a Christian
Ask the
therapy?
question again now. I couldn't hear you.
I said, what's a
What is a
Christian therapy?
Christian therapist? So when I got my licensure when I got my degree work in therapy, because a lot of the work I was doing prior to that was under the auspices of the church and the faith-based community. And so I decided to get my licensure in Christian therapy. And basically, Christian therapy is using therapeutic practices, but working along with a person's faith, what they believe in God and that kind of thing. So you're using a lot of a Bible as a foundation. So that's the easy answer.
Okay, real good. So, with all of this knowledge that you have, what's the thing that you see? How do you determine someone's mental stability, mental health?
Okay. Well, I determine assess. Let me use that word, right? So I assess a person's mental stability or where what their levels are first, because they're pretty much going to determine and tell me a lot of things. So I'm able to assess that by asking a lot of, what we call it, probing, a lot of probing questions, and basically to see how they are handling life. That's the easy answer. Or handling a specific area of life. For example, like if they have just lost somebody recently died, so then that tells me as a therapist, okay, this person primarily is dealing with grief. It doesn't necessarily have to be a person that has passed away in their life. It could be loss of a job, loss of a friendship or a relationship or something like that. So that's basically how I'm able to determine where they are in the mental state, is by asking probing questions, as we call it.
Okay, are there specific levels of mental illness or mental instability? Are there certain levels?
Greg, that's a really good question, and I don't think anybody has ever asked me that. So, are there levels? Yes, I'm going to say yes. There are levels. Typically, we would say there are different kinds of mental states, not necessarily levels, but maybe different kinds or variants of mental health diagnoses that people have. So, but the reason why I said yes, because for example, all of us at some point experience depression. That's a common feeling that everybody experiences is depression. So just because you're depressed or depressed about something, like if you have situational depression, again, I'll use for the example, like somebody died, right? Okay, so it's a normal response or reaction for somebody to be depressed. But then when it becomes clinical depression, so that could be considered like a level of depression. Okay, so when it becomes clinical depression is when that depression is lingering on for a certain length of time and it's interfering with you dealing with everyday living. So to answer your question, and I love the question. So not necessarily levels, but maybe stages or different types of diagnoses. I would say variants of different kinds of diagnoses. Depression would be a great example to answer the question you just asked. So great question. I like that.
Dr. Stevens, how do people get to that state? Like, I could be like I am today, and then in next year, I could be walking the streets, talking to myself, pushing a cart and picking up garbage. How do people go from what we consider normal, what society considers the norm, to just, out of your mind or into that depression state?
Yeah.
How do you get there?
Wow. So how do you get from experiencing what we would deem as normal depression and then it going into clinical depression? That would be the term we want to use, how it would go into clinical depression. The first way is to, one, not get help. When you see, and this is a good question because with everything that's happening in society today, people losing jobs, businesses shutting down, government shut down, that kind of thing, right? This is something that we're going to see. Actually, I'm glad that I'm here with you guys every week and that, we're starting this now, because one of the things as therapists that we've identified is that October, this time of the year, through, we say, mid-February, are usually heightened times that we see greater levels and greater episodes of depression because of the weather, because of the season, something called SAD, SAD, which is seasonal depression, that kind of thing, right? So people, go from one state of experiencing what we call normal depression to clinical depression is, I would say, number one, they don't identify that, hey, something is lingering too long. Something is happening with me. I'm not able to function and perform my everyday normal things that I want. So not being able to self-identify, maybe you're surrounded by people, could be in your family due to lack of knowledge, right? Where they're not helping you to identify. Like, for example, let's say Greg was my brother or my friend, and I'm around him all the time, and I see that, hey, Greg, something looks a little bit abnormal. You've not been yourself for the last 6 months. So not having people around you, like a good support system that is not going to just support you by not saying nothing, but support you by being able to identify that, hey, something is going on with you, something is wrong. And then number three, not getting help. That's the number one thing. Not getting help when you or your loved ones have identified that something is wrong. That's how people go from a state of what we call normal depression, and then aggressive.
Okay, Mo, you had a question?
Actually, she actually was leaning right onto you. How do you go about if you have a family member, and how do you go about approaching them and saying what was wrong is what I was going to ask, and you answered the question a second ago. I mean, you see something that's off, and you walk up to them and say, "What's the question that you asked?" That where it doesn't, send them off or make them, angry or upset them.
Maybe, okay, I got you. Where it doesn't come off. So some people, I know we've all heard this term of intervention. Have we all kind of heard that before, like doing an intervention? I am not a person that is a real pro intervention, not the ways that we've seen it. Like, like all two, like let's say all three of us to get together and say, hey, we're going to Mo's house and we're going to pay him a visit. And we all sit there and say,
I just closed the door.
Hey guy, we're here.
We can talk to you about something about what?
A group of people. I don't always think that some people will. It maybe not in a physical way, right? Their head, okay, because it's a little intimidating. So I'm not a person that's always pro intervention in that sense. I do think there needs to be an intervention sometime, but in that sense. So I brought that up, Mo, to address your question. Well, you have to prayerfully and very methodically, and the best thing is that if you have a relationship with this person, so I think you were asking about a family member, and still I would say, making sure that you have a pretty good fluid relationship with the person, that the first thing you want to do is let the person know, I want to say something to you because I care. I care. You want to let them know because I care. And I've been around you, I've been watching you, and because I care, I'm really concerned about you. I want to know what is going on with you. Are you able to tell me what's happening with you? And would you mind, because you're now invading in, and you want that person to give you permission to step in, and would you mind if I kind of share with you some of the behaviors I've noticed, some of the things that I've seen going on with you? So I would suggest that would be a first start, is kind of getting an entryway to be able to talk to people. Because listen, when people are experiencing things like depression, I'm a very transparent person, especially when it comes to mental health issues. I myself, I didn't have clinical depression, but I experienced depression off and on for about 5 years when I became divorced. And people have asked me, what is like the worst mental health condition? And people ask me, well, is it schizophrenia, debilitating mental health conditions? But I'm going to tell you, hands down, depression is by far the worst one. And why? Because depression is sneaky. You can walk around depressed for like 5-6 years and not really know it. So you could just be like a functioning person and you're depressed. There's people that I'm sure we even know. They know how to laugh appropriately at the right time. They know how to make a joke at the right time. I was one of those people. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Somebody have a question?
No. Go ahead, man.
I was just gonna say, so
okay, repeat that question again for me.
Do you have to watch?
Oh no, but I was saying I was one of those people.
Just so everybody knows, there's a little delay.
Definitely, that's a great question.
Sorry.
First, you have.
It's a little delay, okay? So that's why we're experiencing.
Is it on my end?
Okay, no, it's
okay.
It's on you. It's on your side, but that's fine, okay? we pause
Okay.
and wait for the question, okay? And we're going to go a little bit over, Gina and Mo, if you guys don't mind, so that we can get all of Rachel in as well and get these questions in too, okay? So go ahead and answer Mo's question, Stephen.
Okay, so he asked about triggers, right? So a trigger is a person, a place, or a thing that brings up in your mind a traumatizing experience. A trigger could be a smell, a trigger could be a place, it could be a thing. It just depends on what it is. Those triggers can fall in those areas. So yes, to answer the question, should you watch for triggers? The first thing is to identify your triggers. So I work with people at the beginning of helping them to identify what triggers them. Because like sometimes people will come to me and say, you know, Dr. Carolyn, I don't know why every time I go, I'm around this person. I just don't know what it is, but I just get so mad. I get so angry, you know, when I'm around this person, even when this person hasn't doing anything. That's a trigger. So being able to identify, and we all have them. We all have triggers. Okay. We just respond differently, but we all have them. So being able to identify what your triggers are. And then yes, when you identify what your triggers are, then you have to find a way on how you're going to manage the triggers, you know, because maybe if it's a family member, you might not be able to disconnect yourself totally from the person, but you may have to give yourself space if indeed they are a trigger. And then you have to find out, well, why are they a trigger? And then there may be some work you might have to do in there. But definitely we have to pay attention to our triggers and know what they are, and then move preventively. I would say that would be the word I would use. Move with prevention.
Now, Gina, Dr. Stephen's going to come on every Thursday for us, right?
Every Thursday, yes.
Okay, so
7:00 hour.
All right, so we can get stuff off our chest another time, okay? And we're more than happy to let Dr. Stevens come through and educate us on mental health, because there's a lot of questions that we can't get into.
Yes.
There's a lot
I
of
have
things.
about 10 or 15 over here.
Yeah, I had a couple too, especially concerning men and as we age and how we get through that, okay? But we're going to save that for another day. Dr. Stevens.
It seemed like when we started talking about triggers, the questions came.
Well, Coach comes on at 7:30.
Oh,
have her on. We got some things happening, but that's okay.
That's going to be a great discussion. And just to make it even, that's going to be a great discussion.
I'm sorry? What'd she say? Oh, yeah, most definitely.
I said that's
going to be a great discussion because we have people that know what they're talking about.
That's going to be a great discussion.
Absolutely. And it's always great to see you, number one, and have you. You're going to be able to distinguish authors skills as well,
I am
right?
so super glad to.
That delay is a killer.
Yes, I am in 2025 nominated Distinguished Authors Guild person.
All right,
and I'm going to be on the red carpet
nominee
in Chicago on Friday, November the 7th in Chicago. Yes.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Let's do it. We're going to have to get rid of Gina. We have to get rid of that delay too.
Right. Well, thank you for having me. This is like so dope to be here.
Well, don't go anywhere. I'm pretty sure this is going to intertwine into what Rachel was talking about as well. So don't go anywhere. We still need you here until 8:15, 8:05, 8:10. Who knows? And
speaking of Rachel, okay, we have the leadership coach.
Okay, I'm here.
Waiting, standing by. Let's go. What's up with the leadership?
Hello, inductees. Hello there. Hello there, Dr.
You.
How are we?
I'm awesome.
It's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure to be with the National Black Hall of Fame inductees. Somebody, where's the plaque? I ain't seen a plaque in so long. Where's that plaque?
He hid the plaque.
I didn't hide nothing. Gina, you coming up with a whole lot of little. Gina coming up with a whole lot of little accusations on Greg. Okay, lady. Okay.
It is.
All right.
There you go.
Can we do? We there. We there. National Black Radio Hall of Fame. Because if we got to talk about it, we ain't being about it. Okay, we ain't got to talk about it. We about it. We doing it every day.
We about it. About
it. Not.
That's right. Right.
I
hey,
mean,
anyway,
we want to celebrate those accolades. Celebrate those.
I got you. I got you. But welcome to the show again, Rachel. We always look forward to getting these gems out before we get on the weekend and get somewhere else. That's some questions I wanted to ask you for real, okay? And to get some clarity on some things. The first one that I have is, what's the biggest lie? Okay, you're a leader. You're a leadership coach. But what's the biggest lie people tell themselves about being a leader?
Oh, that's a move there. I would say the biggest lie people tell themselves about being a leader is that they can't accomplish a goal. I think that's probably the biggest lie, because a lot of leaders feel that something that they want to get done, they can't. And we can all get through something with a little help, support, and guidance. So one of those three things: help, get some help if you don't understand how to do it, get some support to guide you towards where you're trying to be. That's okay. You're not going to have all the answers. And sometimes you need support, mental support like Dr. Stevens offers, or sometimes you need leadership support like I offer, or sometimes you need a combination of both.
Yeah. Oh, I'm grilling you today, Rachel. I'm grilling you today, okay? I specifically.
Oh, I love that background, Mo. Hold on. Let's give Mo some props. Love that background, Mo.
I thought you liked it.
He got out the living room, went to another room. Look at that.
Yeah, he said no more people. No.
So Rachel, let me ask you, what's one leadership skill that's non-negotiable? Okay, you got to do this. You can't deviate. You can't go around it. What's one leadership skill that's non-negotiable in today's world?
You need to be open. You need to be open for change, open for growth, and open for support, open to pivot. Openness is a skill. If you don't have that skill, you're never going to be a good leader. You have to be open.
Okay. All right. I told you I'm gonna grill you today. All right. So I
come with it. I'm gonna tell the truth.
I'm coming. How do you help? And here's one. I want you to talk about this. How do you help leaders shift from working in the business to working on the business?
You know, that is really, really funny. Dr. Stevens could probably talk about how I had the conversation about it, because I talk to leaders all the time about this thing. The biggest thing is really understanding that your business can't flourish without you working on your business. If you are the only person working in your business, you're not going to be able to scale that. So it's really understanding that you have to be open to trust. You have to first set real systems in place. You have to put real systems in place. I cannot emphasize this enough. You must document the things you do so you can pass them on to someone else. If you like things done if your business should have processes. If there's processes, you should have a notebook or a Google Drive or a form where those processes are being recorded so you can pass them over to someone else. A lot of times, the reason why you're always working in your business because you haven't worked on your business in a way to scale it, move it forward, and give away tasks that are not in your circle of genius.
Okay. I have a question.
Let's go with it.
This is probably going to tie into both of you, Dr. Stevens, and you as well, Rachel, because I know a few people who have been in corporate America, and because they're in corporate America and they handle so much, they have had mental challenges. How do you keep, because, when you get up there and start going up the ladder, you get more and more responsibilities. You get more people requiring you to do things and demanding things. How do you keep your sanity during the, as you go up that corporate ladder?
That's a damn
or
good
even
question.
Any ladder, the successful ladder, not just the corporate ladder, but the successful ladder.
I'll let Dr. Steve handle the mental piece, but I'm going to say something, guys. People are going to hate it. VP, sorry. CEOs, sorry for what I'm going to say next. Usually, the further up a ladder you are at a company, the less work you are doing. Because you're doing more mental work the further up the ladder you normally go.
That's
If
true.
you are a
Still
good
work.
leader, listen, if you are a good leader, as you move up that ladder, you learn how to delegate. And you learn to only work on the task that you are brilliant at. Companies that do not allow people to work that way are why you have burned out individuals, and you have people who are unsuccessful in their roles or who hate their jobs. You hate your job when your plate is full, and you don't know how to segregate what isn't for you. I have three buckets. Me and Dr. Steve have 3 buckets, but they're 3 different buckets. My buckets are things on my plate, and I don't know why. Things that propel me forward and things that leave me stagnant. When I look at those 3 buckets, I determine if what I'm doing right now is propelling me forward, and if it's on my plate and I don't know why, I'm getting that off my plate as soon as humanly possible. Okay. It's understanding. So from my standpoint, the further up the ladder you go, if you are good at your leadership roles, you understand how to delegate, when to get support, and how to get support. That is a requirement. It should be a requirement for everyone who goes up the ladder to understand what going up the ladder means. You become a visionary the higher up the ladder you go, because you're the one who's envisioning how the business can work, should function, and what is going to help it be successful. That is what you should be doing. I'll let Dr. Stevens handle the mental piece of the people once you get in those positions and you have a mental breakdown.
Dr. Stevens, it's on you.
You're muted, Dr. Stevens. Oh, sorry, Dr. Carolyn. My apologies. I forgot. Sorry, Dr.
It's
Carolyn.
not a room inside the bucket. And the buckets is what leaders really need to practice. So being around men in business a lot, one of the things that I like about the way that men think is that they compartmentalize. Women have, and so men do situations in sections. You know, this goes here, this goes here, this goes here. So I learned how to talk to people about putting things in buckets so we don't run everything off. Kind of what Rachel is alluding to. So in leadership, as you grow in leadership, you need to find, there's all kinds of buckets that I have, you know, but you need to find where you're going to put things in so that you're not running anxiety, which can cause frustration. You know, one of the buckets that you may have to create is how much, or 2 of them, I say, how much of this am I going to do myself? And how much of this am I going to delegate? How much of this am I really going to let other people do? So maybe my job is to train people to do what I used to do so that it minimizes the amount of time that I put into this project or business. And then now I could maximize my business by doing other things. So definitely agree with the bucket theory. For all leaders, that we need to be able to put things in categories, balance people, because sometimes as leaders we can be very imbalanced people, and when we're imbalanced mentally, then it's gonna
We're getting that double shot, y'all, for real. So let me ask this question. This is for both of you guys as well. How do you handle, well, Rachel first, how do you coach somebody to handle failure, especially when the pressure's on and everybody's watching?
Fail often, because failure means that you have the courage to move forward. So I'm a firm believer in failure is a lesson. If you internalize failure, because failure is not a lifestyle, it's an event. You might fail at this moment. Benjamin Franklin failed 10,000 times before we got a light bulb. And what his notion was that I found 10,000 ways in which something didn't work. It really goes to your mindset on how you take in information, how you take in situations. So how to get through failure is understanding that failure is an opportunity to learn, and it's not a lifestyle. It doesn't mean you're a failure. It means that the opportunity that you moved forward towards that was not successful. What's the next road? What's the next avenue? It's not giving up. It's trying until you get to the path of success.
Okay, but what about
that? Takes the mindset of knowing that it's a lesson.
Okay, Dr. Stephen, what about the pressure, though?
Repeat that for me, Greg, please.
I'm sorry?
Mm-hmm.
What'd
Can
you say,
you repeat
Rachel?
that for me? Sorry.
I was saying about the pressure part, though. Okay, maybe it's not a failure, but you still have that pressure. Everybody's watching you. How do you handle that pressure?
It goes one more time. It's the mindset. There will be pressure in your life. You have to prepare that it's going to come. You have to prepare. It's preparing your mind for the inevitable. Something is going to happen. Something is going to fail. You're not going to always.
Which one of us were you directing the question to?
Let her finish answering that, and then you can go ahead and do it as well.
Okay. So as far as I feel, as far as failure, the pressure is in your mind. You can't pressure me into feeling pressure. I can feel. I'm the only one who can consume or take things in and pressure myself. So it's having the mindset that no one else can pressure you. You have to have the mindset that you're going to grow through it.
Okay, Dr. Stevens.
So again, I'm gonna couple that along with our previous discussion on failure. Everything is how you look at it. Failure does not have to be a bad thing. Pressure does not have to be a bad thing. So it's all about
Perception.
How we look at a thing or how we think about the way that we perceive a thing. It's perception. It's all about perception. That's a part of training the mind, or what we call the pathology, right? So failure is an opportunity to learn. That's all it is. Okay, so when something fails, I got another opportunity I can learn. The pressure is here to make me better. That's all. It's just here to make me better. Pressure is applied to see what's going to come out of me during a critical time like this. Because in crises, we learn how to get creative. So if I'm under pressure, certainly it's an opportunity, for me to grow, for me to show, for me to learn what's really in me, for me to finally say the things I thought I couldn't handle, I see now that I can handle it. It also gives a chance to see who your support people are. That's another thing. So everything is about perception. Yeah.
Okay. Real good. Love this conversation. So, Rachel, you're grooming the next generation of business leaders. You're teaching them how to get to the next level and to become successful. What's one leadership skill that's going to be essential for them coming up as business leaders?
I'm going to say very much to what we're talking about in general. Preparing yourself mentally to be successful. Success is not overnight. I don't care how many microwave conversations that you hear about an overnight sensation. You're just seeing the result of a lot of hard work. So preparing yourself for the work that's going to happen for you to find the success you're looking for. To have ongoing success, you must be prepared for the failures. You must be prepared for the long nights at times. You must be prepared to interview candidates once you're at that point. You must be ready. And to be ready, you have to prepare your mind for that. Get the mental stability in you to be able to grow. So that's the essential thing that every leader is going to need to have to be successful 2025 and beyond. Because we are in a climate of tumultuous times. And through those times, you have to be able to face them and pivot, face them and know what you're going to do next, and not internalize those things that are happening in front of you. That's going to take a mindset of flexibility, a mindset of accountability, and a mindset of agility. You're going to have to be agile and mentally agile, not physically. Your mentality is going to have to be agile to different spectrums and different things that are going to happen in the world, because we're in those type of times. Prepare, prepare, prepare.
Okay, so let me ask you this, because you mentioned it earlier about someone in a business, they have to do, when you get to these levels, you're doing something different, right? But if you're a small business owner, how can you lead, I'll say, effectively when you're wearing every hat? You're doing everything, you're wearing every hat. How can you lead effectively?
I want to be transparent. There are no small businesses. They're small minds. You can have a business that is in early growth to mid growth to high level growth. But I don't like the term small business. That's just basically what it is to me, because you can have a business of with one person in it, but are you wearing those many hats because you're not profitable? And if you're not profitable, then maybe we need to pivot to something that is going to get you to profitability. It's really understanding your business and your business needs. There are a lot of business owners that wear lots of hats because they haven't learned the pivot. They haven't learned the understanding of how to get profitable, how to set yourself up for funding, how to set yourself up for growth. And a lot of times when you don't know that, you're not a small business. You're just a business who's is in stages of growth. So if you're wearing multiple hats, it's understanding which hat can you give away for $25. Do you have to do your graphics? I'm going to use that for instance. People on Facebook, I use myself for instance. I don't do any of my graphics. None. I got a part-time, I do part-time Lyft to pay for all of my marketing. So it doesn't come out of my pocket and I don't feel stressed. You must learn when to pivot, when to set yourself up for success. If a part-time job is going to help you pay for the marketer, the graphic designer, the person to put your stuff on social media, then you need to understand to bake that into what you're going to do. I'm going to work 4 hours a day for marketing. I'm going to use that to invest in my business. And then this goes to you really being aligned and in tune with what a business really is and what it means to be an entrepreneur. When you are an entrepreneur, you must set yourself up for success. If you're going to need $100 a month for marketing, where are you going to get that $100 for if your business is making no money?
Right.
You get a side hustle, because if you don't get a side hustle, you're stressed because you have no money and you're doing the 500 things. You have to understand what to do and when to do it.
I had to grill you today. I had to get it out there. Okay, Dr. Stevens,
That's all right.
I want you to answer this question, and then I'm going to kick it to Rachel with the same question. Okay, what role does emotional intelligence play in scaling a business?
It plays and that's a great question. It plays a very, very big role, because when you're under stress, and the things that we mentioned, when you're under stress, when you feel pressured, when you feel either society makes you feel, family, yourself makes you feel like you've been you're failing, right? Then it's natural. Emotions are going to kick in. Emotions are going to start to talk to you. So emotional intelligence comes in is being able to not necessarily drown out the voices, but to be able to make sense of what your emotions what your emotion. I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm not going to be able to make. I'm not going to be able to make it. That's your emotions, and you got to be able to identify. Okay, is this my emotional self talking here? Okay, and then when intelligence kicks in, intelligence comes with facts. No, this is what you can do. It's nothing wrong with what you're doing. Maybe you need to do it differently. So emotional intelligence is what gives us the balance to help us not to make a decision that is purely emotionally driven. So that is definite. We definitely need to be able to have emotional intelligence, or we will be reacting and not responding, which can cause us to be unbalanced.
That makes total sense. Rachel, what's your take on that?
I definitely agree. And it was an awesome question, Greg. I want to definitely agree with that. Awesome question and an awesome answer. I'm going to piggyback on the respond over reaction. So as far as emotional intelligence, what we will really have to understand is that our emotions run most of our lives. A lot of us do not think intelligently, we think emotionally. And it's really having an understanding of when your emotions are taking over a situation and when your intelligence needs to evaluate. And I think that that's the part of people in general. We are emotional. We're emotional individuals, but it's understanding when you are putting those emotions in front of your logical decisions. Are you logically thinking about this, or are you in your feelings? And I want to say this. A lot of times people think in your feelings means that you're feeling hurt. You can be in your feelings and feel sad. You can be in your feelings feeling anxiety. You can be in your feelings of different ways, but it's really understanding what is triggering the emotion. What's the trigger of that emotion? And understanding if every time I talk to Greg, not saying it, every time I talk to Greg, I'm upset, then that means that's a trigger for that emotion.
Most
and it's
people
understanding.
are.
Not me. I just know how to cut you off, but I'm meant to cut you off if that's the case. But it goes this way: that if that triggers you, you have to put it in your mind that, okay, when I talk to Greg, he's going to say something that's going to upset me. What am I going to put in place for that trigger? Is you being emotionally and mentally intelligent enough of knowing what's happening with you, being self-aware. That's what that's really about. When you're aware of yourself, you're aware of the things that are good, bad, and indifferent that trigger those emotions. Emotional intelligence in your business. You have to be able to not check your emotions. You have to be able to have emotions in a way that allow you still to feel successful. If things rile you up, figure out what those things are so you can be able to handle your business productively. You want to be able to handle situations as they come your way, because that's how you're going to be successful in your business. That's the difference between business at $5,000 a month or build business at $20,000 a month.
Come on.
How you take in information, and that's emotional intelligence. And the word is emotional intelligence. Put that in there. Emotional intelligence. You have to be intelligent about your emotions and utilize them for fuel. When something angers you, you have to utilize that sometimes for fuel to still propel forward. Something hurt your feelings. Was it intentional? Think about it. Are you thinking emotionally about what hurt your feelings, or was it really intended to just help you be better? Sometimes we're in our emotions about things when someone is just trying to help us be better.
Rachel, I wanted to,
like my marketing coach. My marketing coach, Greg, I tell you what he told me. My marketing coach, I got a marketing coach. This is what he told me. He says, throw your website in the garbage. He said, he said, are you emotional about that? I said, I'm not emotional about anything. I throw the whole business away if that means it's not going to help 100,000 people. So I said, you tell me what I need to do to make it happen. And that's what I will do. The website is in the garbage right now. Bruce is still working on rectifying version 3. I threw it away immediately because he's a marketing guru. I am paying for the speed. That's when you're open to change.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no emotions about my business. My business has to grow, and my emotions are checked at the door for that.
If it don't grow, it's not a business. You know, you're in it for nothing if it doesn't grow. Man, I tried to. Today I said, you know what? I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna study some stuff, and I'm gonna have some questions this time for Rachel, some good ones, and I did, and we couldn't trip her up. Okay, and Dr. Stevens came through with the mental aspect of it, with the psychological aspect of it. Man, that's a tag team made in heaven, man. We appreciate you both, man, for coming through, hanging out with us. And we are looking forward to next. So I'm always going to be prepared with some questions each time we come on to this Thursday show, because I think what happens here is that, number one, we need to, because since this is our last day of the week for Dope Living TV, we need to go into the weekend on a positive note, on a creative note, and make sure that we are mentally okay to face what's coming up tomorrow. Go ahead, Doctor. Go ahead, Doctor. You were going to say something? I'm sorry.
And I'm going to find out. And I was going to say, talking about pressure, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, because when I'm under pressure, okay, what am I going to do better? So I was thinking about it while I'm sitting here. I'm just trying to figure out, why am I buffering all over the place? Because I paid my internet bill, so it's not because I didn't pay my bill, right? But so when
I guess the question
when I leave here, I'm going to be trying to figure out, why was I buffering all over the place? So next week, but I say that to say, listen, we're always under some kind of pressure. Just let pressure you into being the best version of you that God wants you to be. So, and I'm using myself for an example.
Bright like a diamond.
Dr. Carolyn's going to figure out why she buffering all over. That's it.
Yes,
That's right. I'm gonna come out shining next week. I'm not gonna be buffering.
I'm gonna tell y'all, this is gonna be funny. Dr. Carolyn, I'm gonna tell them something. She about to call the internet people and be on the phone with them right after this call.
Well, I gotta ask the question.
You know me well.
Dr. Stevens,
customer service is about to give a call.
Let me ask you a question, sis. Who are you with?
Oh my God, Lord.
Who's your internet service?
Crime Code.
I'm Xfinity.
Oh.
Did you say Prime Code? Stop it.
Are you wireless?
I'm not going to disagree with you.
Are you connected directly to your modem, or are you wireless?
No, I'm not hardwired, and that's what I was sitting here thinking.
That's your problem.
Dr. Carolyn, you want to get hardwired?
I was thinking sometimes you need to hardwire it. Yeah.
Especially when you're doing
this is hardwiring, so the cords are so.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I want to get hardwired.
Yeah, but
yes, I do.
Being hardwired.
I don't have to get hardwired. I'm already wired.
Because wireless.
I'm already wired hard. Okay.
All right. Hey,
but I'm still going to do like you said. I'm going to be making that call though.
Rachel, I'm gonna need this exercise session. I'm gonna need this exercise.
Guys, I want to say this is probably I love that we have brought Dr. Carolyn Stevens to Thursday CEO Nuggets with a mental health twist. That is going to be excellent. It's going to give you that balance that you need of mental growth and financial stability that you need to find success. And until next week, right here on Dope Living TV, where we have the pleasure of speaking to the National Black Radio Hall of Fame inductees, I want you guys to be up, out, and moving to the greatness we all know lies within who? You.
You, baby.
See you next week, right here.
You already know, man. Hey, check out the D Stark Show. Make sure y'all check them out. immediately.
Oh,
As a
yeah.
matter of fact, he's on now. Mo, what you got to say, man?
Sure. Oh, as usual, excellent. Our sister always give us those jewels. I'm sorry, nuggets and jewels.
Nuggets.
We got the doctor. He's going to be an awesome addition. What I think about this dynamic right here is first of all, they go hand in hand. You got to have your mental in order to have your business. You got to have your business to have your mental. You have to. If you don't have that, if you don't have one of those, you're in trouble. Period. So I mean, this is a good mix, and I think this Thursday show for folks that's out there, the CEOs, this is going to be something that we're going to dig on. It's going to get bigger and bigger.
It's going to become award winning as well as the relationship roundtable. It's going to become award winning. Okay, you guys are dynamic speakers. First of all, okay, but you guys, the thing that we pride ourselves is that you know what the. Oh, I almost cursed, Mo. You know what you're talking about. Okay, and that to me is an aphrodisiac from my mind. Okay, when I can talk to people who know what they're talking about, as opposed to people who are hemming and humming and doing all of that stuff, and I'm sitting here knowing, okay, even though I don't know about your business, I know that shit ain't right. Okay, so I have to give you guys your props. All right, I give you flowers, okay, because you guys are amazing. Oh, there's Gina. Hey,
got
Gina,
the cuss word in. You tried.
What you got, Gina? We give it a go.
Hey, I just say,
you wasn't even here. What are you talking about?
No, but this is something that applies across the board. If you have any inkling that life is slipping away from you, things are getting out of hand, talk to a specialist. It does, we in that era where we feel like if you talk to a specialist, a counselor, it's something wrong with you, or it's a sign of weakness. But we need to do that because the mental illness is really, really getting far left. It's getting out of hand. It's really,
don't say it like that.
Really back in. So I'm just saying, if you're feeling like you need to talk to somebody, talk to somebody.
That's it. That's what you got to do. Okay, keep it real. Anyway. That's DopelivenTV for today. We appreciate you guys for coming on. All right, make sure that you guys remember November the 7th is the Distinguished Authors Guild. Is coming up really quick. Get there on time. Dr. Stevens will be there. Rachel will be there. We're going to network. We're going to have a great time. Make sure that you're there to get some of this love. Okay, that's all I'm gonna call it. It's love. It's nothing but love. Information and getting that information, that's love, guys. All right, and we're trying to give it all to you with these beautiful ladies here, and my best friend forever. Forever. God, dog, Rachel. Damn, it's been a minute, man.
If you move the letters around in your last names, they will be the same.
I'm telling y'all, if you could, but honestly, if you knew, and I say this all the time, if you knew Rachel then, you'll see why she's doing what she's doing now. Absolutely. You'll see why she's doing what she's doing now. You have to have known who she was. She's always been intentional, but we can go on and on. This will be another hour show.
And you know what? Make sure you tune in every Thursday to get information about mental wellness. Dr. Stevens is an expert in the field. She has a degree in the field. She's not just talking about what, like we do on relationships, on our relationship segment, we just talk and throw stuff out there, but she is an expert in the field. And come with your questions. You may have a family member or a friend who's going through something, who's going through a mental breakdown or just, you see them slipping away, maybe even depression. Come on here, ask your questions. She's open to answer those questions for you and to give you the correct information.
Y'all don't get this information for free all the time, okay? We getting leadership information, business information, and mental health information. Y'all getting it for free right now, right? When and they're not giving you everything here. They're not giving you everything here. Seek out the information, guys, okay? And get into their platforms, get into what they're doing, all right? So that you can get the entire impact of what they bring to the table. That's it for us, man. This Thursday, we're out of here for the weekend. We'll see you Monday. This is DopelivenTV Live. We holla. Peace.